Hello, this is Steve Geisert with Parts Now, bringing you another Parts Now tech tip. What I want to talk about today is dealing with tests that you can run. You ever run into a situation where you're working on a machine, you come to the point of saying, I think there's a sensor bad, but I'm not sure. I can't verify that it is good or that it's not good. How do I verify this? I guess what I'm going to have to do is order the part or pull it from another machine, spend the time, put the part in there, and when I'm done, I'm going to know if the part is bad or what's going on. So how do I avert all that extra wasted time? Ordering a part, getting a part from someplace else. Well, there is a test built into a lot of the business class machines. Whether you talk about the HP LaserJets, business class, we're talking 4000 series, so 4000, 5000, 6000, and so on and up, or for the M series, it would be the M500, M600, M700 type of series of machines. Will all have these tests built into it. Lexmark as well with their T series and their color business class have it in the diagnostics mode. What am I talking about? There are sensor tests that we can do inside the machines here, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. What we're going to do is I'm going to set it up for the diagnostics mode, and then I'm going to go find a sensor and I'm going to toggle it. And as I move that sensor from one position to another, we're going to see it change state on the display here. Never done that before? Great time-saving tool. So let's take a closer look inside here, and as we zoom in, we're going to take a look at the display here. So as we're coming in, a little bit more, a little bit more. And here's more of a close-up of our display. Standard display here, and I'm going to scroll down here. There we go. To administration. On this particular machine is administration. Some machines you'll see it listed as troubleshooting, some will say diagnostics, but in this particular one, it's administration. Starts up the administration mode, and once it gets through that, we should then be able to get to the next step. So I'm going to scan down in administration until I get to troubleshooting on the bottom option here. Troubleshooting, scrolling into deeper here, I've got my diagnostics test. There we go. My diagnostics test for this particular one, and if you're going, well, how do I know which menus to get into? My suggestion, get the service manual. It will tell you. So taking a look at this one, I've got paper path sensors. And I've got manual sensor tests, either one of those. And they do test different sensors. Some of them will overlap, but for the most part, we're going to check some of the sensors. So manual sensor test, there's paper path sensors in here too for this one. Now, if you take a look at this, it's going to show me, this one's got this nifty little picture as to where the sensors are to a certain extent, helps me a little bit. Again, service manual is going to help you more, and it gives me a list of sensors. So I can scroll down here and see all these different sensors. What I want to take a look at is my loop sensor, SR14, which is the fuser loop sensor across the top here. Notice for this particular sensor, I've got the green dot. There's a check mark and it says 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wander around to the other side of the machine here. So if you'll excuse me, cutting through here. There we go. I'm going to open up the side of the machine here to get inside. Now, as I do this, I need to point out, we're doing live tests here. So be careful what you do. Put your hands in there, unless you know what you're really doing here, because you can get a shock. My suggestion is, we have a screwdriver here. It's got a nice insulator back here, and I can use this. So I'm going to, toggle things with the screwdriver and be careful about that. Be wary as well. The old habit is to put your finger on the shaft so that you can do stuff. Don't do that because now you're connected to ground. Don't be in that loop. Keep your fingers back. All right, so going to the side of the machine, and as I'm doing that, we're going to watch our top sensor here. So here's my sensor, and I'm going to toggle it. Notice my loop sensor for loop sensor 1 and loop sensor 2 just changed state. It went to non-green for both of these. Going to let it go. Both of them just came back. If you can see all the way into here, I've got a 2 and I've got a 3 and I've got a 3. It's been toggled. This one actually counts the amount of toggles that I can do here. So every time it sees a change of state, it counts. So that should be 4. That should be 5. Nope, the bottom one's at 7 because it's hitting more frequently than the top sensor. But you're getting the idea here. It's going through and it's seeing the change of state of the different sensors. Now, all of your machines aren't necessarily going to be going through and counting these. A lot of your machines just show you the state, the 0 or 1. And so you have to kind of reach around and do your changes and watch at the display so you can see what's going on, or have somebody else watching while you're toggling so that you can verify that. But you're getting the concept here. So I can actually check sensors without actually replacing a sensor, which is a huge time saver and a great tool out there. If you're not aware of these, if you've never seen these before, number one, find a machine that's got them. Number two, go download the service manual. Where do you get the service manuals? Go to our website, partsnow.com, and you can find the service manuals for download there. You're going to need the service manuals for most machines. Most of them aren't this nice. They don't give you as much information. A lot of machines will just have A, B, C, D, E, F, and you need to know what letter C sensor stands for and go find it and toggle it. So you got to have the manuals for that. All right, you're getting this? Go practice on a machine, because someday when you get into a tough situation for troubleshooting, you're going to need this. And you're going to want to practice this ahead of time so that you've got, oh yeah, that test, I should do that. And having been there before, you're going to know what to look for. So with that, this is Steve Geichert with another Parts Now Tech Tip.